Good evening, members, and good evening, residents or anybody else who is looking online for this full council meeting at Ramsgate Town Council. We've got a long agenda, and I'm going to push on as fast as I can. Item 1, apologies.
Councillor Wing and Councillor Young. Councillor Crittenden will be late.
Yes, thank you. Members, any declarations of interest?
No.
All? No, thank you. Item 3, public participation. We don't have any body wishing to speak on behalf from the public. Second part of item 3 is report from county councillors on matters directly related to Ramsgate. Councillor Shonk, have you got anything to say?
I can give you a brief update. People's concerns in Ramsgate, where the trees have been cut down and the trees are lifted up the pavement. And one or two poor souls have got Parkinson's disease, so that makes them very unstable on their feet. That's another tree that be taken away, and potholes. That's what I'm saying.
Potholes are everywhere.
Yeah. And that's the whole road from Ramsgate to Sandwich.
Maybe.
In the middle of the street.
No. Yes, take it. Obviously, some of your colleagues have split their ways from the main branch of
Business
ACC.
Business as usual.
Well, I didn't want to say that. I'm glad you said that, Councillor. I certainly didn't want to say that. But anyway, thank you very much for that. Right, item 4, minutes of council meetings. This is to approve the minutes of council held on the 27th of August 2025. The ordinary meeting in September was council. Members, have you got any comments to make in relation to the minutes? No, I propose it. Oh, sorry, Councillor Nixie. Councillor Nixie, proposed seconder. Councillor Hetherington, all those in favour, please so. Thank you very much, members. Item 5. Finances. There are 4 parts to this item. 1 of 5 is to receive a report of payments. Council is asked to note the payments authorised by the Town Clerk and RFO between the 1st of September and 31st of October 2025, totaling £11,758.90p, and approve the payments above the threshold delegated to the Town Clerk and RFO between the 1st of September and 31st of October 2025, totaling £228,698.20. Members, any comments in relation to those figures? Okay, I propose that we accept.
I second.
That one is seconded. Thank you, Councillor Hudson. All in favour, please show. Thank you. That's carried.
To approve what was delegated to the Town Clerk.
Yeah, that's what I just said. I basically said that, but not in your words. I basically said that, but not in your words.
So accept and approve.
Well, we have accepted and we are approved. We just approved it. Yeah. Item 2, to receive and note the externally audited annual governance and accountability return for 24-25 and completion letter from Forvis Mazars LLP in line with the Accounts and Audit (England) regulations 2015. The statement of accounts has been published on the council's website and notice board. Members, anybody want to make any comments in relation to the auditors? No? I propose then that they are accepted. And can I have a seconder, please? Thank you. And all in favour of noting, thank you kindly. Item 3 of 5, to receive and consider Sevenoaks Town Council's Make Your Mark in Sevenoaks brochure. Now, you should have one of these. Hopefully you have one of these. And if you have, good. And consider if sponsorship is something that Ramsgate Town Council should encourage. The Finance and General Purposes Committee could be tasked with working out the the specifics. In Sevenoaks, approximately £16,000 is received for a variety of levels of sponsorship and £8,000 towards the Christmas lights. Members, any want to discuss this particular matter? Town Clerk? Deputy Town Clerk, sorry.
The Town Clerk's given me a note to read out to you. Currently, our corporate sponsorship is on a very small scale, i.e. £20 to have your business name in a Ramsgate promotional leaflet. However, the Town Clerk has become aware of a much larger and fruitful sponsorship initiative in Sevenoaks, and this policy has been shared with you. Members are asked to consider if this is something they would like to explore.
I think it's worth exploring.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Is there everything?
No, I think there's some quite exciting ideas here that we could use and ones that we could adapt and a few others we could add to it. So, absolutely. It's a very good idea.
Councillor Makinson?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. But we have our magazine already, our community magazine,
Yeah.
which has adverts in it, who presumably pay to advertise in that. Could it be somehow an expansion of that, or is that, are we duplicating it?
I mean, my personal opinion is that should stay separate. I think this should be dealt with in the whole on that.
The council doesn't receive the money for those adverts. That goes to the community ad.
Those to us, sorry.
Community ad themselves. Yes, so we don't have any of that money coming in.
We get space we can use, that's all.
Any other members' comments? Mr. Driver?
Yes, I just said, are there strings to this? Do they sort of expect things back, or is it just a straight payment?
No, you can't give them anything from the council. They either do it. It's that, for instance, if we were doing something over there by the clock house or something, and they wanted to sponsor it, that's what they do. They get nothing in return. Right. We can't do that anyway.
I think they get a mention. You know, say it was the Christmas lights they were.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying. They could give credit.
Get credit.
They could put their board there or something like that, or advertising who they are. But apart from that, we wouldn't give anybody anything. Councillor Nixie?
I think it's an excellent idea in the sense that, I mean, not only are we, hopefully getting money from companies that we don't have to fork out ourselves, so any additional money to the Christmas lights and so on and so forth is very welcome. And obviously those people will get, their sign up or promotion or something through that. But I think it also fosters better relationships with businesses and ourselves, and for them to understand what we're doing and so on and so forth. So on a community aspect, I think it works that way, not just financially, and I think it's really important that we embrace any opportunity, no matter how small, with regards to sponsorship, people to be aware of us and what we're doing.
Yep. Yeah.
Good. Anybody else make a comment? It was the town clerk has said it's something for maybe F&GB to look at. So if they would look at you as the chair of that, are you happy for that to come?
Thank you.
So therefore, I propose from the chair that we wish to discuss this further. We wish to look into it further, and that will go to F&GB to sort of run the rein over it. No, we're happy with that. Seconder, please. All in favour, please show. Thank you, that's carried. Right, item 4 of 5 is to consider and approve a series of virements as recommended by the Financial General Purposes Committee.
I don't think we've got that in the agenda.
It's probably at the back of it actually, because it's the late one at the very back.
Probably, yeah. I'm sure
It is in the pack, but the members who've got the big pack, it's that for that. You can take this one, David, if you'd like. You can't find it.
What is that though?
Do you want me to speak to it, Chair? Do you want me to speak to it?
if you want to.
Because it was discussed at the Financial General Purposes Committee. think it's sort of self-explanatory. These are all money that was discovered or given to us after the budgets were set, and we now need to decide what to do with them before the end of this financial year. The biggest one was 85,000 that was carried over from the previous year, and I proposed at F&GP that we put it in the pot for the highways improvement.
Yeah, no idea.
Which at the moment is quite low and not enough to do anything with really. And I was hoping that if we did that, we could then get on and actually do something.
Do something.
With
Yes,
the highway.
Anything else?
The next one was the precept that we approved, that we received. And proceeds from disposals, proceeds from the Rafford House green hire, which we all thought should just go into general reserves. And then the last one was £6,000, which was some money that was returned to us from anchor funding for Ramsgate Carnival.
The anchor funding.
Use.
The anchor funding was paid. It left the bank account in 24-25. So that's why it's now come back to us in this financial.
And you've got how the town clerk wanted to use it, which was balance the Ramsgate Day budget and town promotion in general. And then there were a few overspends, which we proposed that we met from general reserves.
Members, any further comments?
They all need council approval.
Any further comments, members? Councillor Shonk?
What does that mean, the letter of support? How long are they going to be there? Is it a long-term issue they're going to be here, or at Wall Street Hall?
We're talking about?
Sorry, what particular item are you talking about, Councillor Shonk?
We're talking about the letter of support.
No, not at the moment.
That's what I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
Propose the second.
So I propose that we do those things.
Seconder?
Yeah.
Oh, Councillor Makins?
I was just going to ask about this horrible Radford House electricity consumption. Has anything come back about it?
It's still being looked at as far as I'm aware. Okay. So obviously you're dealing with the electric companies. So we've got a proposal and seconder to accept. All in favour, please show. Thank you very much. Okay, item 6. Policy and procedure to approve the following policies that have been updated following significant changes to our website. The website must comply with the public sector bodies' website and mobile applications. Number 2, accessibility regulations 2018 as amended in 2022. It has now been updated to the latest WCAG, I haven't got a clue what that stands for, 2x2, and AA standard. And they are, as you can see on there, is that there's 4 parts to this. Accessibility statement, report also attached, privacy policy, cookie policy, and that's not for you to get biscuits, and terms of user policy, Deputy Town Clerk.
WCAG stands for Web Content Guidelines, which are an international standard for making web content more accessible to people with disabilities. Under the management of the Marketing and Communication Officer, aka Dean, the website now meets the latest criteria, which is a legal requirement for councils. These 4 policies have now been updated to reflect the changes. You were asked to approve these policies. This was a lot of work. Dean's completed.
And before we go any further, I just want to thank Dean for the amount of time and effort that's gone into doing this. So, yeah, on behalf of the council, I think we want to send our thanks.
Yeah.
Councillor Green? Yes.
Done.
Yeah, I mean, we've got no choice, we've got,
Yeah, we've got no need to, yeah.
I think, they're all important, but particularly the assessment office there.
Yes.
It's important that we comply with that.
I agree. Do you want to propose
I propose that we.
propose acceptance? Councillor Austin, second. Members, any further input into it? No? All in favour, please show. Thank you very much. That's carried. Right. Right, item 7. Aims for 26-27. In advance of budget setting for 26-27 financial year and final term of this council, members are asked to consider the following. A report from the town clerk suggesting that the recent phase 1 plan for neighbourhoods consultation could be used to focus this council's activities in the coming year. 2, a report from the town clerk suggesting the appointment of a part-time fixed-term project manager to drive forward a number of projects. Item 3, a report from the town clerk regarding funding for external officers. We take it one at a time
I've got notes for each.
if we can, so if we did do that, part 1.
Okay, part 1. This report proposes that the council could use insights from the Plan for Neighbourhoods Phase 1 consultation to shape priorities and budget planning for 26-27. The survey, with over 1,500 responses, highlights residents' desire for a safer, cleaner and thriving Ramsgate, focusing on tackling antisocial behaviour, improving healthcare access and supporting the high street. The findings align closely with the council's strategic objectives and could provide focus for the coming year's activities. Councillors are asked to consider these priorities inform the 26-27 budget, and officers to develop outline costings and proposals for discussion at the Finance and General Purposes Committee, prepare a communications update to share with residents showing how the council is responding to the consultation, and drawing on data from the Plan for Neighbourhoods project is not meant to replicate the board's work, but rather to complement and inform it. Thank you.
Members, just to say that the town clerk and I have been discussing this, and this is what the town, following the discussion, what the town clerk's come up with. I'm very happy with it, but open to you members. Councillor Green.
The consultation around the Plan for Neighbourhoods is purely Ramsgate.
Yeah.
And it's the most comprehensive consultation that I've seen us do. Did you see that? That is. And I think we would be wrong not to take it into account when we discuss what we're doing.
Yeah.
So I'm all in favour.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Members, any other comments?
Agree.
No? Can I have a proposal for acceptance? I'll take Councillor Green and then Councillor Austin, seconded. All in favour? Or favour, please show. Thank you very much. Well, that's one.
Number 2 is
project manager.
this is suggesting the appointment of a part-time fixed-term project manager to drive forward a number of projects. The town clerk has been considering how to ramp up productivity in the remaining 18 months of the current term of office and would like to suggest that officer capacity is a problem. This report proposes appointing a fixed-term project manager for Ramsgate Town Council to accelerate delivery of key strategic projects over the next 12 to 18 months. Initiatives would include, but are not limited to, Radford House redevelopment, technicians accommodation, neighbourhood plan, highways improvement plan and the carbon audit. The project manager would provide dedicated leadership, coordination and accountability, supporting councillors and relieving staff pressure. The role is budgeted at £31,483.87 per annum, 22 hours per week, including on costs, with funding options including budget reallocation, reserves or a preset increase. Councillors are asked to approve the proposal in principle, for specifics to be worked out by the F&GP committee. Thanks, members.
Members, if I could just say first, this again is something that both the Town Clerk and myself have been discussing. I particularly fully support the project manager post, because I think for all of us, you know, there's a lot of work that's taking place. We're all putting we're all shaping the meal as it is. We're putting fingers in the pudding and that, and licking the icing. But what we want is to get it done. And so before the end of our term, because some of us, all of us might not be here. And so I think for us, it's something that this council has achieved. So I think that's something that we should really support.
That's the recommendation.
The recommendation, members, is councillors approve in principle the appointment of the fixed term project manager, and instruct officers to prepare a detailed job description and person specification for approval by F&GP. Councillor Green?
Yeah, I support it too. There are a number of projects that I think won't get done using the current council officers. We're very light on numbers, considering all the things that we take on. And I think this could be a way of actually getting those really important projects done.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure about the salary, whether it's enough, but we need to think about that.
Yeah, well, I think that's why coming to F&GP, and then you can consider that. Councillor Austin?
Thank you, Chair. Yes, we've just had the climate change group and we looked at the carbon audit, and Councillor Green pointed out that we haven't managed to make progress on that. We've made progress on lots of other areas within the climate change remit, but not that because of lack of officer capacity. And it's a really key and important thing, because obviously with all the works that we've got going on, we've got quite a carbon impact. We need to be tracking that. So fully support this.
Proposal and seconded, do we have that?
Yeah.
Councillor Green and then Councillor Nixie. Councillor Makinson, did you wish to say something? Beg your pardon.
Whether the salary or the cost is enough. It's 22 hours a week.
Yeah.
So it's not a full-time job.
No.
So it might be enough. We'll have to wait and see that.
Well, that's what we're saying. But if you're talking to a project manager with the skills that they have, you know, that's roughly somewhere around the price.
22 hours.
Somewhere, anyway. Okay, so been seconded. No, we've been seconded. We've been sorry. All in favour, please show us. Get me words out. Thank you. That's carried.
Okay, the third part is regarding funding for external officers. This report presents two external service options for members to consider, which have recently come to the clerk's attention. These initiatives could assist with addressing persistent issues of antisocial behaviour and improve community wellbeing, as highlighted in the Plan for Neighbourhoods consultation. The first option is to buy in a Kent County Council community warden, a uniformed officer who provides a visible approachable presence, supports vulnerable residents and helps resolve low-level issues. Wardens are not enforcement officers but focus on trust building and community resilience. The second option is to appoint private security personnel as successfully trialled in Broadstairs to act as a deterrent and provide evidence for police investigations. While private security cannot replace police, they can complement existing services, especially in areas with persistent disruption. Both options require further investigation and cost analysis, with funding potentially from reserves or a precept increase. Council are asked to consider these proposals and decide on next steps. Thank you, members.
Right, sorry, Councillor Nixie, but first if I can just say that we've been in discussion with Chief Inspector Swallow in relation to this. He's very clear that the support that the security people had during the summer was very beneficial, because they have cameras, they can provide evidence. Now, obviously, we haven't got the beach problems in Ramsgate that they've had in Broadstairs and Margate. My view is what I think we should consider is in relation to these and the company that was used. I know of them, and I know that they're very good. And I won't mention that here because that's something for F&GP to look at if they want to do this. Is having been to a meeting yesterday of a multi-agency meeting at Radford House with shopkeepers and people who are operating in the town centre. The difficulty is still the issues in relation to antisocial behaviour in the town during the day, and also real drug dealing that they're seeing regularly. It's not a secret. Immediately in York Street, outside one of the shops, they were dealing. A schoolgirl in uniform came up, in with the shopkeeper's partner came out to try and to take the girl away. When he turned the girl around, she was covered in cocaine. So I think that just shows you the issues that we have on the streets in broad daylight. So that's something obviously we need to discuss. Should we go down this line with the security company, whether that they will be a presence in the town as well as on the beach. So I just thought I would like to tell you that. Councillor Makerson, you had... sorry, Councillor Nixie, I don't...
So, I mean, ideally, it would be great to have both, wouldn't it? I mean, it's but what we're after, isn't it? It's a presence. It's a presence to be both a comfort and a deterrent in some sense. And obviously, now that we don't have local bobbies on the beat and so on and so forth, you sort of lose that. So I would err towards the majority in terms of bodies out, and I would definitely want it to be in the town centre more so than the beach, because we do have a very different, make up the Broadstairs, don't we? And it's those little pockets, whether it be York Street or Charlotte Court or the High Street and stuff like that, that needs people, and therefore that's more than one person. And so I would prefer it if there were more people. I don't necessarily want it to be the sort of the constantly the heavy-handed, this, that and the other. But like you said, with regards to evidence, with regards to people being out on the streets the whole time, you build up relationships with people anyway. So, I'm sure that would happen. But I'd be very, very keen to see the more people, the better, and for people to know they're there.
Councillor Makinson, who else was down there? Councillor Driver and then Councillor Green.
I think in principle it's a very good idea. I agree with Councillor Nixie. However, I do remember, were they called Kingdom? Yeah, who were supposed to be anti-litter people who made, they'd be all grouped together in the alleyways smoking. They were not good. So the calibre of the people that do this is very important. And in Eastbourne, they have someone who says, I'm here to help, probably in the summer more than the winter. I'm here to help this.
Well, I would just say to you that what Councillor Nixie, the word that she used was a presence.
Yeah.
That's what we want. And if we pick the right company, and I will ask the town clerk to put forward who the police were working with last year, because they were very, very good, and I was there. I saw that. I know when they were.
I just have to be careful with
Councillor Driver.
Yes, as for that, say that the first option would be the better option, because it would be a permanent person rather than random security people. But it can't be one person outside, it's got to be two, because to have one a person would be laughed at in town. And also, I think of the Westminster, they have guys wearing bowler hats, not that I'm suggesting that, who are basically half guides and they're half security people, and they got body cams on the whole time. And I think that version of it, because I think a security firm, you're at the mercy of who they have free, and also you tend not to get the same people all the time. I think half of it is knowing the area, knowing who's the problem, and being able to actually talk to people.
The company that was working with police are local.
Right.
They know the area very, very well.
Sorry, did you just say as well, when I booked people from the recommended security company to do the winter gardens, they deliberately sent people who didn't live in the area, that was vaguely in the area, sent people from Herne Bay and Canterbury, because they would get trouble themselves for them and their family if they were seen to be in.
That's their choice if they want to take it on, isn't it?
Yeah. So just say that's why I would go for the first option rather than that option.
Councillor Green.
Yeah, in terms of the consultation that was done, antisocial behaviour and security in the town centre was the second most item that was brought up after cleanliness. Cleanliness surprised me because I thought cleanliness was a lot better. It was.
People have always got something to say about it.
But it's
Anyway, it was the second most important. So I think we should think about what we can do. I think we may, security and antisocial behaviour is one of the pre-approved items that Plan for Neighbourhoods can fund.
Yeah.
So we could, if we adopt the right scheme, get some help with.
Good idea, Councillor. Okay. Councillor Shaw.
Well, someone that spends a lot of time in the town like I do feel that
Oh, you've got your high vis on, you've got your...
absolutely, no, anything you want.
Stab vest.
Anything you want. Anyway, I do feel that a police station in York Street could do better. What goes on in front of that store and behind, it's a policing matter really, but anyway, we know where we are with them, and I'm in the town quite a lot, and I just see them they pop in and pop out, and that's all you ever see them. But there's a man at Boots in Ramsgate just been made redundant. 140 security guys have just been made redundant in Boots. He's an expert. He's probably done more policing than any policeman. And I told him on that day, come and see Laura. Nothing to do with me, but come and see, because that man he knows Ramsgate, you know him, don't you?
I know him, yeah.
He's very good.
Yeah.
I mean, he could work for a company maybe, or we can employ him.
I mean, we can't just recommend...
I know.
Councillor Shaw. I understand, because I know who you're talking about, because I used to use Boots.
That'll work now, we've done that.
But we would need to go through a proper process.
Yeah, that's fine.
And whatever.
The problem is we got shoplifting was what people took to eat, but now there's trolley runs, partly because the shops are understaffed. Carrying like this, most shops and Boots are probably closed before Christmas or after, because the stuff is just walking there. I mean, if you realise what was up at Tesco's at Manston...
So, I'm sorry to butt in, Councillor Shaw, but can we just keep on to this security?
It's the whole picture.
Yeah, we got the whole picture.
Absolutely.
Councillor Austin and then Councillor Crittenden.
I just wanted to pick up on the community wardens in Northwood and Nethercourt, and whether our ward councillors from there have any experience of how that works. I know I've had conversation with the previous community warden in Newington when I was a Newington councillor a lot of years ago, and they seem to be doing a great job, but I don't know whether you've had any dealings with them.
But they what?
You've got me to...
Yeah, if you can.
Basically what it is, we've just actually changed the PC too, because the guy who was doing us is now moved. And the new guy's supposed to actually contact us, and he's not as far as I know, and so was the warden guy supposed to contact us.
But they haven't, right. Okay, fair enough.
We don't have one in Nethercourt.
No.
No, they don't have one in anywhere else, but
Newington and Northwood.
they don't wear cameras.
Right, okay.
So they haven't got anything like I used to work with the KCC wardens back in the day.
So it's a different setup.
It's a totally and utterly different setup to what we would We would do, and then we've got to pay, you know, and I don't know how much KCC charge or whatever like that, but we can look into that if that's what the members want. Sorry, I did see Councillor Crittenden.
Yeah, I think my inclination is leaning towards the wardens rather than the private security, and that's because what the warden offers is a more befriending approach. It's actually about working with offenders rather than a hard security approach. And part of the reason why I'm saying that is I'm also thinking about the conversations that were going on at that meeting at the House, where people recognise that there is criminal activity, but actually, if you crack down on the criminal activity and all you do is you splurt it out somewhere else and it becomes a problem somewhere else. Whereas what actually, an awful lot of what needs to happen is the people that are engaged with the drug dealers or things like that, they actually need support rather than necessarily enforcement. And I'm just a little bit concerned that by going down a private security route, we just, I don't know, it doesn't feel right, that's all.
Thank you. I would say to you there's another side of that coin, and that is, in my humble opinion,
never humble.
You can talk. I don't know if you've ever tried talking to people who are high on drugs. Maybe you have, high on drugs or out of their head on alcohol. They don't listen to you. No. And they don't care. They don't want it. All they want, just what Councillor Shonk's saying, they go in and they nick stuff out of shops because they want the drink or they want the drugs. They're not going to. What we need is to move those people on out of the shop, because the shopkeepers are losing business because we've got elderly residents who don't want to come into the town because of those people. And I'm sorry, but the KCC wardens are not going to do that. They're not going to deter them. And you can talk to them all you like, but they won't go nowhere.
Sorry, that's why I said we needed both.
Well, I think actually
one or the other, is it really?
Yeah.
You know?
Anyway. Councillor Hetherington.
Yeah, I mean, I slightly disagree with you there, Councillor. I say it's a great opportunity to make some sort of intervention as well, or if it's a substance misuse issue, actually. And I think maybe if we're going to employ people or we're going to have people doing it, it would be useful if they had sort of information about where they could refer on to, i.e. forward trust, etc., because there's that window of opportunity sometimes when somebody's completely, which happens in hospitals and various other things that perhaps can be, utilised.
I understand what I understand what you're saying. I really do understand that, but there's times when you have to come down.
No, I agree with that too.
Because we do it with our RISE team. Our RISE team are out day and night dealing with the homeless, and there's a lot of homeless who, no matter how often they talk to them, don't want to go and they don't want help.
No, I agree, Steve, but sometimes that conversation can be had, and if somebody's a bit open to being...
I didn't want to get too much into this, but I'm afraid we have. Councillor Green.
Yeah, I mean, I support looking into this, which is all being asked.
That's all you're being asked.
Yeah.
Just an aside, I attended the consultation with shopkeepers for the plan for neighbourhoods. And I think part of the problem is footfall.
Yeah.
Very often there aren't enough people in the town centre, and that's something else that Brentford neighbourhoods need to deal with. But I asked them if they had the same problems on Fridays when there is the footfall because of the market, and they said no.
They said no, that's right, because that's what they said yesterday.
That it was putting people off.
Yeah, they were putting them off because there was too many people about for them to deal. So, I mean, members, sorry, Councillor Huxley and Councillor Hudson.
Just quickly, from the meeting, there is a different type of situation, isn't there? During the day, there's different problems to at night. I think that came out of that meeting a bit. So during the day, you've got people, maybe street drinking, and sort of hanging around. Shouting. Shouting. During the evening at night, because also with the nighttime economy down here, it's different, isn't it? So maybe need to have different types of, what would the hours be? Because if it's just from 9 till 5, fine, but there's a whole different kettle of fish in the evening.
I think what I took out of that, I thought the the shopkeepers who were there were specifically talking about daytime, and it got pushed on to nighttime economy, which wasn't what we were talking about. So, and this is what we're talking about, is the daytime economy.
But you're still going to have the stuff in the evening.
Yeah. But we can't cover everything. So this is for F&GP to look at. Was there one with Laurie?
Just an overview. We just one element. We've got to remember. We've got the 20,000. Was it 20 million levelling up fund? Also, that is looking at the same issues, unsocial behaviour, etc. So it's not just down to us to solve this problem.
No.
And this is a widespread issue that should be sort of spreading across multiple agencies.
Well, this is the whole point of this, is for it to be looked at, and then for members through F&GP to look at whether that's what they want to do.
It is something for the plan for neighbourhoods to look at, but the plan for neighbourhoods has got no delivery arm. Whatever they decide is a priority, they're going to be looking for some other agency to deliver it. They can help finance it, but somebody else has got to deliver it.
Councillor Shonk?
This goes back to law standards. I know you don't listen to the history, but we were talking about this then. The best policeman we ever had was John.
Yeah,
He'd go along and get on that tin a bit and pour it down the drain. But they realised he's a PCO, and they told him more or less, yeah, what? That's the top of language, because they know they were a plastic policeman. It's the biggest problem that we've got. I brought Matthew Scott into Ramsgate twice. It's a shame that we've got a police station there that's inactive. That's what we should be talking about.
Well, to be honest, Councillor Shonk, at yesterday's meeting with an inspector there and the local bobbies there, there's a lot of work going on which you do not see. There's a lot of work going on around. And there's operations that are taking place in relation to drugs, in relation to cuckooing around and whatever it is. So there is a lot going on. And the bobbies there who are, they're working hard, but you might not see that. But they're dealing with what they're dealing with. One last quickly, you can have the last word.
I just wanted to add that it's about the ethos of a town council. We don't have statutory powers, and it just feels like if we're going into private security, we're stepping into what feels like statutory activities rather than community activities. And that's why I still prefer them. I agree with Councillor Nixon, we need to touch both, but
we can't fool both.
that's my addition to my earlier comment.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Members, so I'm going to propose that we accept that this goes forward for consultation with F&GP and for that to be looked at.
Which of these recommendations are we doing? Both or one?
Well, you can do,
And that's the security.
Yeah, okay, let me read them out. So, for KCC, to consider in principle, this is a service that RTC would consider funding, wait for feedback from Northwood and Newington councillors, and then consider where a community warden or wardens would be most useful in Ramsgate and how we would establish this. The second one will be to discuss the matter of security with a private security firm to find out whether what they would suggest and what they would cost. Members are asked to consider this is something that they'd like to find out more about, and should the provision of private security be researched for anywhere other than the town centre. I propose that both of those go forward.
Yeah.
Okay. Seconder? Councillor Nixon. All in favour, please show. That's carried. Thank you very much. Right, TDC assets, item 8, Festival of Britain Fountain, to receive a report from Mrs Smith, Town Centre and Tourist Manager, and consider if the Town Council has a role to play with the Festival of Britain Fountain. I'll pass it over to the Town Clerk.
So the report you've had, Town Enhancement Working Group meeting in March. The head of Coastal and Public Realm TDC advised the group of TDC's position on fountains. Current TDC policy is to close non-functioning fountains due to costs and, where possible, repurpose them as planters. If this policy were to change, it would apply to all fountains in TDC ownership. One option discussed was for RTC to take over responsibility for the Festival of Britain fountain. This report summarises the history, heritage, significance, potential benefits, costs and risks to inform Council's decision. There's lots of images in this report.
I need to.
No, absolutely not. Okay. The recommendation is that Council considers whether it wishes to pursue ownership for restoration, explore an alternative use as a planter, or reject the proposal at this stage. Option 1, pursue asset transfer, seek updated restoration and maintenance quotes, explore external funding and sponsorship, e.g. Southern Water, undertake public consultation. Option 2, agree alternative use, accept transfer of the structure, but repurpose the fountain as a permanent planter feature in line with TDC's policy for other non-functioning fountains. 3, decline asset transfer, retain responsibility with TDC under its current fountains policy. Thank you, members.
Councillor Green.
I understand that TDC are putting together a comprehensive list of items that they would be willing to pass to parish councils. I would suggest that we wait until we get that list.
Absolutely spot on, Councillor Green. That's my thing.
That's fine.
Let's get a list from TDC of what they want Ramsgate, that they don't want in Ramsgate, and then let's see what we would do with that. Members are all right with that? So,
That's a proposal.
that's the proposal, yeah. Propose that, second it. All in favour? Thank you. It's carried. Right. Last but not least, land train for Ramsgate. To receive a written report from the town clerk regarding the possibility of a land train connecting Ramsgate with Broadstairs. This report was initially considered by the Town Promotion Committee, who resolved to pass the matter to because they couldn't make their bleeding mind up. I'm just joking.
Very strong opinion.
Yeah. Okay. Member Councillor Green.
I've been talking preliminarily to Ramsgate Tunnels about restoring a train through the tunnels, which there used to be years ago. If we combine the two, I could see it being quite attractive to people, but it would cost an arm and a leg.
Exactly. Councillor Nixie.
The problem that everybody knows is going up the hill, right? No, that train is not going up the hill with traffic behind it and that and the other. So it sort of like rules itself out even before we start. The idea of a land train at some point, even if it was going, along the seafront all the way to, Western Undercliff and so on and so forth on the flat, isn't such a bad idea. Joining up with the tunnels, fantastic idea. Getting Stagecoach or somebody else to sponsor it, an even better idea. But going the journey, that particular thing, an open top bus is one thing, but on that land train, going to Broadstairs, personally I feel that's too difficult a journey for that. And also it's not the most scenic route either. So you're just going along main roads. Whereas if you're going to enhance it, so like in Hastings, say for a land train, it just goes along the flat on the front. And it's always packed because that's what people want. They just want to go on it and they want to see the seaside and the rest of it. Nobody wants to go along.
Eastbourne, Scotland.
Exactly, Dumpton Park or something.
We've got the wrong layout. We've got the wrong land layout for a train. We haven't got that prom like Brighton's got or Eastbourne's got.
But we have in terms of the seafront here. You know what I mean? So it's not necessarily a bad thing. The one in Hastings is tiny and it just goes along the flat. And if it was literally from the turning circle at the end, along to the end of the station, thank you, back, even that would be
Round to the Vault
fabulous for like families and everything. So I don't think it's such a bad idea, but not in the form that it's been presented to council.
Yes, councillor Meekins.
If we were able to provide parking on the port, which I know will be a can of worms, people could park there and get the train along.
Yes.
Right the way along to as far as they can go on the flat.
That's what I've just said.
No, but car parking.
Yeah.
There isn't enough tourist car parking in Ramsgate.
Yes.
I think, obviously, TDC are not going to allow people to park in the port without paying.
Yes.
And God knows what that would be. I think there are other issues there in relation to the port which don't really make that. You know, there's lots of issues at the port at the moment, we know that anyway, but anyway, members, Councillor Crittenden.
I'm just looking at the residents' proposal about the suggested route. That doesn't take in the hill, does it? Maritime Museum, Ramsgate Tunnels, Wellington Theatre, Winterstoke Gardens.
They got
Get up to Granville Theatre.
You've got up the hill.
And then you've got to go down to Ramsgate and back up again.
I mean, the other thing I think that's really not in here is that, you know, who's actually going to approve this? Is this going to be a private provider that would actually come in and set this up and do it? Or is this something that Ramsgate Town Council will deal with? Well, no, I don't think we should either. You know, and one of the reasons that I proposed pushing it out of town promotion debate and straight over to full council was because, you know, if we were to do it, there would be a huge capital cost.
I just think it's bonkers.
And so, I mean, I can see why it's been suggested.
Yeah.
But I think there are a lot of impracticalities, and I certainly don't think it's something that we as a town council should be adding to our operations.
I agree. Councillor Shonk.
I don't want to derail this and hit, and it's going to hit the buffers, and you've got to keep on track. But we used to have one of these. And
You've thought about that a lot, haven't you? You've been thinking that about a lot, haven't you?
we used to have a land train on the Harbour Arm in my days, but it's a very expensive.
Was that a pedal? Was that a pedal one? Or?
Probably sepia days to you. Anyway, we used to have one then, but it's a very expensive. And you know, we've watched that tram in Portugal. I mean, it's a lot of responsibility if you have 40, 50 people on the land.
But we're not talking.
Excuse me. No cross talking. Thank you. Have you finished, Councillor Shonk? Thank you, Councillor Green.
I don't know whether you went to it, but the tunnels had a steam up and down.
Yeah, no, I
2
didn't.
weeks ago. And they had 3 or 4 lanterns
Did they?
going up and down the promenade.
Yeah.
And they were hugely popular.
Yeah.
They are popular.
They were packed.
On the flat.
I mean, my own view is, I think it is sound a lovely idea, right? To have it. I think we need to do a bit more investigation into it as to who would do what and where, and how much the cost and all that and the other. But I think as it stands at the moment, it's just my view. But obviously,
Things make a fortune.
Councillor Austin.
Picking up on Councillor Green's point, could we delegate somebody to talk to the tunnels about who they worked with on that and how that worked?
Councillor Austin.
As soon as he knows them so well.
I mean, we're picking up on Councillor Nix's point earlier. I mean, this is not a feasible thing from Ramsgate to Broadstairs, but maybe it might be a feasible thing to link in with what the tunnels do just along the front.
I mean, there are times as well when the gate on the harbour, on the port, to get to the port is closed.
It's just from the turning circle to the end, I promise you, you're making money. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's not. It won't be for us to make money, will it?
Yeah, but it's
It won't be for us to
It would
make.
be a facility that we could offer to visitors. Is that something that the town promoter could pick up to talk to them?
I've got. No, yeah, no. Councillor Crittenden, you was first. You was next.
If they do manage to make something of those shelters at the fire, it would add to that too.
Yeah, if they do.
I think there is some merit in further exploration. I'm looking at the recommendations. But I don't think we're at a position on the third recommendation that we open discussion with Stagecoach and Broadstairs Town Council.
I agree.
I think Broadstairs Town Council is possible. And I wouldn't be wanting to discuss it with Stagecoach at the moment. I think that the points that Councillor Nixie has made about where it would be feasible for it to operate is certainly something that we could do the further exploration on. And I think only then, after we've done further consideration ourselves, would we look at commissioning a feasibility study.
Well, I think
I'd be taking out the third and the fourth recommendations out of the end.
I think we're not going to do this, provided but a private company will.
We could talk
Provide it, and you need to talk to you need to get the information off the private company for them to come down and look to see where they think that it could run. Right? I think you can't. There's no point in putting the egg. I was going to say before the chicken.
Start with tunnels. Yeah.
In terms of procedure, we can either refer it back to
Town promotion.
Town promotion. Yeah. I think that's.
I don't really want TP to get rid of it. As Councillor Nixie witnessed.
Do members agree that we shove it back to town?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Okay, so
I'm away that night, by the way.
my recommendation, my proposal is that we push this back to town promotion, mainly to talk to Mrs. Smith.
Given the issues that have been raised in the discussion.
Seeing as she raised it in the first place, let's shove it back her way.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, members in favour of that?
Will be tough.
Can I abstain?
Thank you.
So are you also agreeing these
Agreeing the
notes
top,
and the first two
Yeah, the first
as
two.
well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, members. I know. Right, item 10, committee minutes. I want to take these in block, if we can. Item 1 of 10, Planning Infrastructure Committee, 10th of September 2025. Item 2 of 5, Asset Management Committee, 10th of September 2025. Item 3, Planning Infrastructure Committee, 1st of October 25. And item 4, Town Promotion Committee, 22nd of October 25. Members, Councillor Green.
Propose that we note them.
Members, seconded? Thank you. All in favour, please show. Thank you very much. Members, item 11, date and time of next meeting is Wednesday the 26th of November. And thank you very much for your time. And thank you for anybody who's been watching. Hope you found it most enjoyable and sleep well.
Well done, Chair.